Well, I'm out for another one. This time, Pachaug State Forest again. I'm north of Erickson Pond, the meadow, Great Meadow Pond. I think that's the name of it. This is it right here. I'm actually going north of that down the trail over here, and there's a smaller pond that I had in one of the backpacking videos with the shelter up here, the Delhi Pond shelter one. That pond's pretty good for bass fishing, so I'm going to give that a shot for a little bit. See what happens. Check that out. It's a turtle. It's probably, yeah, I think it's laying eggs back there. And just leave it be. That's pretty cool though. Yeah, usually what those turtles will do, what that one was probably doing also, they use their back legs and kick out a bunch of sand in a hole, from a hole, lay their eggs in it, and then use their back and front legs to shove all the sand back into it, sand and dirt, and then go off, abandon it, and go about their way. And hopefully at least some of them will hatch. And yep, see, here's another one. This is funny. This one just did the same thing. There's the turtle. You can see right there where it kicked out the mud out of its way. They come up the bank, it's gonna lay its eggs right there. And go back in the water and forget about it. It's kind of cool. I can't believe there's two of them doing the same thing, same day. There's probably more of them in here. It's that the grass is so tall you can't really see them. But that one was just right there. Pretty cool. See, now this is one thing you got to watch out for out here. It's everywhere and it sucks. This. That's poison oak. It's right there. You can see these trees. There's that one. This one. All that fun stuff all over the top of the tree. That might look like a branch coming off the tree. It's not. More fun stuff. Gives you a good day after you're done rubbing in it. So now, this right here, this is the pond that, path that if you follow it back, it leads back to where I park my car at the Great Meadow Pond. The Great Meadow Pond is actually right there. Continues right along the right of me as I'm heading out here. And this trail, I don't know if you can see that one there. That one that forks in two, they connect back together, and the Delhi Pond shelter is right back in there. You probably can't see it on the camera here, but it's right up there. I'll probably walk that way on the way back. But I'm heading steadily north from the Great Meadow parking area to get to the other pond. This one, I mean, you can do all right here, but it's pretty shallow. The other one is tiny. It's maybe only 3 acres, something like that. Same one again from the other video I had with my Delhi Pond backpacking trip, and the other one with the day trip. Good fishing spot. Actually, it's the same spot where I got the clay to fire that pottery. There's a tributary brook that runs out of that pond, and that's where I got the clay I used to fire up the pot. See if you can see that dragonfly right there. Those things are great to have around your yard. Ever since I put my water garden in, I have them buzzing all over my yard. The nice thing about them is they actually eat mosquitoes. Yeah. Well, this one's actually got a damaged wing. It's probably from the ATV that came by. Here, I'll move it off the trail. I don't think it's going to make it anywhere, but that kind of sucks. Cool little thing though. Well, I made it. Here it is again. This is one of those DEP drainage things. Down the other side of the path here. Down there. That's where I got the clay from, when you could actually walk through this without getting ticks everywhere. And this is actually filled in an awful lot with lily pads. I'm surprised about that. You can see here. I mean, I should have a couple of straight casts right in the middle, but wish me luck. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's usually a great area, so we'll see. Well, I don't know if you can tell from the camera here. There's the water. Yeah, it's starting to rain. I packed my my Gore-Tex camouflage shell right here so that in cases like this, when I get out, I can keep dry. There's a thunderstorm. I could hear it. It's off in the west, this way, in front of me. I'm hoping it's going north and south, from south to north, so it stays over there in the west instead of coming eastward towards me, but we'll see. It looks like it's probably just going to be a passing thing, but my I got this on, and I got my rain cover for my day pack on literally 30 seconds before this started coming down, so I'm going to keep on fishing for a bit and see what happens, since I have been getting bites out here. Okay, well, it's still pouring out here. Check out what I got. I'm using this red striped cast master. Hopefully this thing won't hook me in the finger or anything. I gotta pull that out. But yeah, they're out here and they're biting. This is great. I gotta turn this camera off though, because I'm getting soaked. You can see the sun starting to come in behind me, but it's pouring. It's so funny. We might even get a rainbow. We'll see. Well, again, the rain started up and stopped. I got another one, same lure. Again, I prefer the ones with the blue stripe, but this will do. You can see there. It's a largemouth bass. This is actually the third one. I didn't tape the second one. It was a fair amount smaller than these ones, but they actually fight pretty good over here. I'm surprised. This time I didn't get skunked, so that's great. Well, sun came out for a little bit longer, and got another one. Largemouth bass. You can see the pattern on its side there, that stripe. This one looks like it's gill hook though. Nice. This is such a productive place. I love coming here. I don't think I've ever came here and left here empty-handed as far as not catching anything. Well, there's another one to get off the hook. Well, I'm going to pack it up and call it a day. You can see right there, that dark gray is coming towards me, so I'll get my stuff put away and scoot on out of here. I got to walk back to the car anyway. It was a good time though. At least this time I didn't get skunked and caught a bunch of bass. Saw the turtles. I was gonna stop by there on the way back too and see if they're done laying their eggs. It's kind of neat how that whole process works. It's kind of funny fishing out in places like that. The pond right behind me. You have to, because this time of year all the lily pads grew in, you have to almost cast your lure out and rake all the lily pads out of your way for a path or two so you can just keep tossing down the same path. You end up hooking them every time. I mean, they have weedless lures, but I don't know, those ones are just much more productive for me. I catch way more with those spoons, and I'd rather deal with the getting snagged up on weeds and stuff just for the sake of catching them. I've used weedless lures for a day and never caught anything, so it's just how it works sometimes. I don't know if you can tell on this how dark the woods are getting. I think the camera might be brightening it up a little bit for me, but you can hear the rumble. I don't know if you can hear the rumble of thunder on there either. There's a big old storm. I think it's just starting to come pouring down now too. The way this afternoon's been going, it's kind of weird. It happens here in this late spring, early summer, but I've been getting a dark gray thunderhead. It goes by, dumps rain, and you get the lightning. Then it's a big blue patch for a while. Then it's back to the thunder and gray clouds. And look at the wind up there. Huh. Pushing all the trees around. It just comes in waves like that. And it's really dark under there. If I hold the camera down, you can get a truer sense of it if you look in the distance in the woods there. It's much darker than it actually looks on this camera. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all, as long as you're not the highest point or holding up a golf club or something. You should be alright, if you don't mind the rain. Now here's another interesting thing about southern New England. There are very few threats to man in the forests out here. There are a few. I mean, New Hampshire has its bear population and moose, but the statistics are very low on the amount of people who actually get killed by those animals. It happens, and most of the time in those statistics it's by hitting them by a car. But out here, I mean, you can see all the fern-laden ground here. If you were in almost any other part of the country, Pennsylvania, the Carolinas, you'd have to worry about copperheads, other rattlesnakes, diamondbacks, things like that. That they would be all curled up in these clumps, and you wouldn't even know they were there until you just about stepped on them. Again, Connecticut here does have its population of copperheads and timber rattlesnakes, but they're so endangered as far as the rattlesnakes go, and the count for the copperheads is so low also that you're never going to have a run-in. Most people that hike around here, maybe once in your life. Last time I saw a copperhead in Connecticut was in my youth. I was probably 12, maybe 11, maybe 10, something like that. It was on the side of the Salmon River, and that's it. But now the rain's starting to come down. I don't know if you can hear it on this, but it's pretty loud. Here's the Dowley Pond shelter right here. This is on the walk back from the little fishing pond that I saw. Looks like someone took the time to build the fireplace up a little more too, which is great. You usually don't see that. Usually I come out here and this thing's full of beer bottles and broken glass and everything else, and this time it actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to, and now you can get a sense for how dark it is, I think. I'm gonna have to turn this off and get my hood up, get back to the car. Check this out though. I don't know if you can see that. It's actually coming down pretty good right now. Well, I have to show you that right there. That turtle was actually right here, just filling in its eggs. Now it's heading back out to the pond, even though it's pouring right now. There's another one right there that's digging its hole. A third one right there digging its hole. Yeah, it's funny how they all do this on the exact same days. But there they go. Too much. I'm back in my car. I just realized as I was walking back what I should have done when I got to the shelter and I was taking video of the pond and the pouring rain. I actually had a set of rain pants in here. This is my day pack to go along with this shell, and I should have put them on. Because I didn't, my pants shorts are completely soaked. I mean, this is where the coat was covering. that's what got rained on. It was downpouring so bad a little while ago. It's actually still raining pretty hard. But yeah, if I was going to be out here for an extended period of time, like overnight or something, that would have been a big mess up. One thing you should always try and do is keep yourself warm and dry, and it wouldn't have taken much for me to just open up my pack and rifle through it to see if I had anything, and I know I had my rain pants in there, and they're 100% waterproof, as well as this Gore-Tex shell here. So, well, next time, lesson learned.